Psychological courses on practical application make themselves felt. Only 2 weeks of theory and 2 hours of practice. But an undeniable plus. In a subway car or in a crowded minibus, a character suitable for the experiment is unmistakably determined. He is clearly worried, looks around, adjusts his clothes, and controls the luggage. At this moment, you need to be as focused as possible in order to take his place at the moment of separation from the seat. Departure from Yakutsk Airport. Temperature -30. The seasoned crew commander always went out in a shirt. Flight attendants in the cabin are seating passengers. One of them asks, "Is your crew sober?" And then the pilot runs into the cockpit in a shirt and cheerfully shouts. There were 2 languages in the Institute's curriculum, German and Chinese. I recently decided to take up Chinese again. I read the article aloud. At that moment, a cat runs up to me. Its eyes are huge, frightened, jumps on its hands. Once again, I read in Chinese. He also tries to close my mouth and at the same time meows. The breed of the cat is the Japanese bobtail. Is that how he corrected me? Now, when I say something in Chinese, the cat always meows and corrects me with his paw. Bought an apartment in the secondary housing and moved. The previous owners moved out the day before. The next morning after the movie, I wake up demanding meow. I open my eyes, look at the cat's thick grey muzzle, go to the kitchen, open the refrigerator, feed it, and then I wake up after that. My parents had a cat, but my husband and I don't have a cat yet. Moreover, ours was red this grey. In prostration, I call the former owners of the apartment. Did a grey cat come to us? Isn't it your hour? The awakened person at the other end gives out a brilliant phrase. Well, since he came, let him then somehow managed to get him to wake up. Yes, the cat was identified and he's definitely theirs. His owners moved not far, 3 blocks from us. So the cat went home. Finally, waking up, she took the cat to the owners. The next morning I wake up with a demanding meow. In general, the cat decided not to move out. 3-4 people were supposed to jump out of the plane with a parachute and they were pilots, dressed in a flight uniform and boarded the plane before the passengers and crew. But in this plane, a nook was made in front of the cockpit where the guys settled. Then they loaded a company of soldiers led by a captain. Next, the crew boarded. They took off. At the in-flight, the cockpit opens, and from there, without saying a word, people in flight uniforms and with parachutes behind their backs come out in formation. The warriors think that this is the crew. Open the aircraft hatch, and again, not a word speaking. The reaction of the warriors can only be imagined. Ollie,